know you're probably eager to start the potty training process, but in all reality, if your child is not ready, it is a recipe for disaster. Potty training on your terms instead of your child's terms is not going to go well. So let's figure out if your child is actually ready for potty training. Hi, I'm Missy Yandow, the owner of Slumber and Bloom. I am a dual certified potty training coach and a pediatric sleep consultant. I love helping families just like yours potty train quickly and easily the first time. So let's jump into the first of 5 different signs that your child is not actually ready for potty training and what you can do to help them get a little bit more on the ready side. Number 1 is that your child is completely unfazed of a wet or dirty diaper. If you ask if they've peed or pooped and they said no, but you know that they did, and they are just completely unaware of their bodily functions, then they are likely not ready for potty training yet. Something you can do to help your child is that when you notice that they're pooping, you can narrate to them, "You're pooping right now, there is poop coming out of your butt, and we need to put it in the potty." Once they are done pooping in the diaper, bring them to the bathroom and have them help you flush the poop down the toilet and wave bye-bye poopies. Now, obviously, it's going to be a lot more difficult to do that with pee, but if your child is just running around in a diaper and you notice it starting to sag or to get wet, then you can let them know, "It looks like your diaper is wet and heavy with pee in it. Let's change and get you a fresh, clean one." Now, reason number 2 your child may not be ready is if they are resisting even going in the bathroom or sitting on the toilet. This means they are not emotionally ready for potty training. Many times children are physically ready and they start understanding that they don't want to have a dirty diaper and that there is a bathroom over there. But if they are emotionally blocked and not ready, it's almost like being emotionally constipated, pun intended. If they are emotionally not ready, then just avoid potty training at all costs, because you are going to end up with so much more resistance and pushback than if you just wait a couple more months until they are ready for potty training. Potty training is as much an emotional process as it is a physical process. Your child needs to understand, like, hey, I'm growing up and I need to do this big kid thing. This is the biggest accomplishment that your child is going to make in their entire lives thus far. Something you can do to help with this emotional readiness is to just build into your routine times where you just sit on the potty. So if you're filling the bathtub and you take your kid's clothes and diaper off and you say, "Just sit on the potty while I fill this," just sit there. Instead of, "Hey, sit on this carpet or towel or whatever," say, "Hey, sit on the potty while the toilet fills." And the goal isn't to have your child pee or poop on the toilet, it's just to get them comfortable sitting on the toilet. This is a huge misconception when it comes to potty training and starting like practicing sitting on the toilet, is that it should never be about getting your child to pee or poop on the toilet. It's just about getting comfortable sitting in a different space. Especially if your child is sitting on the regular adult-sized toilet, maybe you have an insert on top of it, but it is an open, empty hole that your child is sitting on, and it is obviously, it's not a foreign concept to us because we've been using the potty since we were toddlers. And it is a foreign concept for your child. So introducing them and just getting them comfortable sitting is so important for their emotional development and emotional readiness for potty training. Reason number 3 your child may not be ready for potty training yet is if they're not staying dry for 2 to 3 hours at a time. That does mean that you should be checking your child's diaper every 2 to 3 hours to see if it is even wet. If your child is staying dry for 1 hour at a time, then I would say they're almost there. Bladder capacity is going to increase as your child grows. It is developmental. So if your child does not have bladder capacity to hold their pee for 2 to 3 hours, then they are physically not ready for potty training. This does come with the territory of potty training, that some kids will learn to hold it longer and some kids will go many times as they are learning to use the bathroom, and then they will start building up that muscle. But you really want to have a starting point of staying dry for about 2 hours before jumping into potty training. If you're noticing that your child is heavily saturated after 1 hour, then I would just wait. And once you start noticing that they are more and more dry after 1 hour of a fresh diaper, then go ahead and start pushing that goal to 2 hours before you jump into potty training. And no, they don't have to be perfectly dry, but it would be nice if they were not heavily saturated and maybe there was just a little bit of pee in their diaper. Reason number 4 that your child may not be ready for potty training is if they cannot follow a 2 to 3 step direction process. So if you were to tell your child, go potty, flush the toilet, wash your hands, and they can't do that, then it's just not worth it. If you have to stand over your child for every single thing that they need to do, unless your child has special needs and you know that this is something they struggle with, I am only talking about typically developing children who may or may not be ready for potty training. Always have to give the disclaimer. But if your child is around 2 years old and they cannot complete 2 to 3 tasks at a time, then it is just going to be more training you as the parent than it is training your child. So let's say, for example, it's dinner time. You can practice having them follow sets of directions by saying, clean up your toys, wash your hands, sit at the table, and see how they do with following 3 steps of directions. Now, 2 steps is totally fine. Go potty, wash your hands. Okay, great, awesome. But we really want to get that 3rd step in there of being able to potty, flush, wash. And of course, while your child is potty training, you will be in there with them. Make sure that they're doing all of these steps. So this is not a 100% like, if your child is not doing this one thing, then they're not ready. It's just part of the entire equation. If your child is meeting all of these standards or requirements, and I use requirements loosely for some of these, if they're meeting all of them, then fantastic. I guarantee your child will potty train incredibly quickly. If your child is meeting some or most, then it might just be a longer process. If they're not meeting any of these, then just wait. And when I say wait, I'm not putting a time frame on that because we're not looking at days, weeks, months, years. We're looking at your specific individual child because, as we know, every child is going to be different and unique. Anyways, let's jump into the 5th reason why your child may not be ready for potty training, and that is if they cannot navigate their own clothes. This goes along the lines of being able to go to the bathroom independently. Now, when your child is potty training, when they need to go now. Kids are going to get that urge to go pee or poop, and that is going to be very instantaneous, that it is, I feel the urge, I need to go. If your child cannot push down their own pants quickly, then they're gonna end up having an accident all over the floor. And this is what I see a lot of times where parents say, my child almost made it. They almost got there. How long are they spending trying to get their pants off? Sounds a little strange to say, but we're just gonna flip and flop my hair around like this, okay? Now, the best way to accomplish teaching your child this skill is by having them practice, of course. Practice getting dressed in the morning, practice pulling their pants down when you change their diaper, pulling them back up when you're done, having them do as much of this process as possible, and also any gross motor activities. So froggy hops, going from bottom to top. They're using the big muscles in their body and they're getting used to doing all these big tasks. When your child is getting dressed in the morning, when they're getting ready for bed at night, they should be putting on their own clothes. This is another one of those factors where if your child cannot do this on their own, you are also part of the potty training process where you're training yourself to help your child in the bathroom every single time they go potty, and that is not something that you actually need to do in your life. The actual goal of potty training is for your child to be able to go to the bathroom and do the entire process on their own without needing your help, because one day they are going to get to that point. So we want to teach them that independence as soon as possible. I always get that concerned parent who's, my kid just goes to the bathroom by themselves and they don't tell me when they're going. Okay, why is that a problem? It's not. We want our kids to go to the bathroom independently, and we want to make sure that they are doing it hygienically. So during this potty training process, yes, we'll make sure we're teaching them the right way to wipe and when they need to ask for help, specifically when they're pooping, and making sure that we're teaching our girls to always wipe from front to back. But if you are interested in all the nitty-gritty details of potty training, then grab Potty Party the course in the description box down below, and I'll also pin it in the comment section of this video, so that instead of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and potty training how you think maybe you should potty train, you can potty train the Slumber and Bloom way and do it quickly and easily and be done with it. So make sure you grab the course in the description box down below. Check out this video for more potty training tips, and keep blooming. Mwah.